So my varsity volleyball coach in high school, when a bunch of us were freshmen, after the season, he came up to us and he said, guys, if you really want to get good at the sport of volleyball, you should go down to the beach and play beach volleyball. And he kind of paused and then said, and guys, there's a bunch of girls in bikinis down there. And we went down every single day, which we already knew, but it was kind of like this, we love this sport. We're going to get better at this other sport by playing this sport with a bunch of girls in bikinis around, and he was right. Met my wife there for 25 years, which I'll mention tomorrow, but probably when I was, probably 17 years old, went down and played in some AAA events, earned my AAA, and we're beating guys that were on the AVP, and they weren't the top guys, but they were middle of the pack kind of stuff. And I think the next year went down to Manhattan Beach Open, qualified, and took a 25th out of a 64 team draw. But we finished better than a lot of the guys that. And then literally the next 2 years, I saw all these guys that I knew and beat start winning AVP events. And I'm kind of going, wait a sec, I was beating them. So my dream was always actually to play soccer. Yeah, I always wanted to go soccer. Went and watched the '84 Olympics soccer, but ended up being a little bit better at volleyball and beach volleyball, so it worked out. Probably walking into the Bird's Nest in Beijing, just seeing that. It was my first Olympics, and being a representative of the United States, and then seeing the 10,000 or so athletes that are walking around and from all the different countries. That would be one of them, and the other one was when they played the national anthem in Beijing after we had won. I mean, it's just a very poignant moment. You always, you hear military men and women talk about the flag and what it means, and hearing the national anthem and stuff like that. And I kind of, yeah, whatever. And then after that, not that I was ever in the military, and I wouldn't want to take anything away from them, but it kind of gave me a sense of, wow, I did something pretty cool representing the country. And it wasn't, I mean, yes, there was a part of it that was me, but you were out there representing something bigger than you, a lot bigger than you. And then just seeing people, hey, congratulations, you don't know who I am, but it's so fun watching you. That's a pretty special moment when every time that happens, you're, oh, thanks, man. So, I mean, the three main guys I played with were Sean Scott, Dax Holdren, and Phil Dalhouser. And they all hold a special place in my heart. Dax and I we literally grew up together in Santa Barbara. His cousin was one of my good friends from kindergarten. I knew Dax since I think we were actually on the same soccer team when we were 5 or something like that. I mean, and so we went to high school together, and we were playing together, and then we qualified all the way through and played 5 years of pro ball. So it's kind of like a childhood dream to hang with your buddy and do that. I mean, stories that he and I could tell of each other, crazy. And then just playing with Phil was obviously, I think he's one of, if not the best player of all time on the beach, certainly in that that realm. And having this 7 years that we played together was pretty cool. And he's a good guy. I feel very blessed. All the guys I played with, just good guys, down to earth, not assholes. Just shoot the shit, normal guys. Looking for a girlfriend, looking for a wife, want to have a family, doing things the right way, or trying to do things the right way. As a dream, maybe, but not as a reality. I mean, when you're 20 years old or 25 years old or something like that, not really something that I ever spent any time on, because you don't think you're going to win a bunch of events and do all these things. You dream of doing all that stuff, and then you just go out, and sometimes it happens. It's kind of how, honestly, it's not like I went out and went, hey, yeah, I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to end up here. And just, I feel fortunate. It just kind of happened, and here we are. Just thank you for being out there. Hopefully, I treated you well and wasn't an a-hole, and I always tried to keep in mind that these are the people that make a Hall of Fame happen, make a tournament happen. It's not so much, yes, the athletes are there to be showcased and they're playing and people enjoy watching them, but without the fans, what do you have? You might as well just go down to the beach and just go the four of us could kick it around, and that's what you got. Whereas if you have fans there cheering and stuff, they give you that extra impetus to reach a new level. And so I always try to be as thankful and continue to do so. I think it's without them, you just don't have a sport. You don't have sport. Kind of like what I said earlier today. It's just, it's twofold. It's one, recognize what that dream is and take a crack at it. See if you can do it. But I always try and throw a little bit of a dose of reality, because most people are like, yeah, go for it, you can do it. And it might be the, in volleyball, the 4'8" kid, the kid that's this big, that's how big they're going to be. The adult now that's this big. There's a dose of reality in there. But if you love this sport, find a niche. It may not be as a player. It may be as a referee or a coach or a physical therapist or a doctor who ends up going to the Olympics. That we had a chiropractor, a doctor that were huge for us in the Olympics. A trainer that was huge for us at the Olympics. I don't know that we would have won without them. So there's ways to fulfill that dream. Everyone wants to be the athlete, but the reality is that, I don't know what the number is, but it's really small. 0.001% fulfill that dream. So if that's still a dream, recognize, go for that dream, take the swing. But if it doesn't pan out, don't just give it up. Try and find another way to get there and fulfill that, for most of us, childhood dream. Pretty simple for me, that I'm a well-rounded man, that I love my wife, love my kids, that I happen to be good at a sport, that I was a good guy all around, that I cared for people, that I cared for the sport, that I didn't just go out and use the sport as a tool to create wealth for myself or money for myself, that I gave back. That would be more important to me, to be remembered as that well-rounded person, rather than just, oh yeah, he was really good at that. And that's the only thing anyone ever remembers. Certainly the casual fan maybe, but if anyone knew me, they'd know the importance of my family to me, and my kids and my wife, and that there's a lot more to me than just beach volleyball player.